All right. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I know I'm sitting. I am here. I could stand, but it's easier for me to run. I've got 3 screens going on at the same time. And then a live audience. So it's easy for me to sit down and chat with you guys. But happy 2023. Are we all excited for a big year? Yes. Good. So I've got some really awesome sessions planned for the year. Today, we're going to be talking all about email marketing. Is anybody email marketing today? Is this going to be brand new? I know, Alex, you've got some campaigns going. Is anybody else using some sort of platform that they're doing email marketing? Okay. Does anyone use email every day? Yes, we all use email every single day, right? So that's what I want to talk about today. I truly do think that in 2023, email marketing is going to be one of those top lead generation marketing tools. And the reason I wanted to present it to you guys is because I know that it's something that you guys are able to use. We do it every single day. This is a very easy marketing strategy. And I just think it's a great little tool. So where I'm going to go, sorry, I got distracted. I see Maurice's face there. I don't see too many people go on video, so it's nice to see some faces. So yeah, we're going to hop on to some topics on email marketing, and let's get started on this. Got a little presentation for you guys. Perfect. So again, we're going to have a few different series this year. I'm going to have some master classes, which these are going to be very in-depth classes. My whole goal is to teach you certain topics, and I'm going to give you guys some strategies on how to actually start implementing them today. Whether I give you guys templates, I'm going to give you guys like exactly how to build certain ways in your business. But I'm also going to give you the technology. So that's what the master class is. This is the first year we've done this, but I'm actually going to be sharing exactly what our team does. I know a lot of people ask us how we build our business. Email marketing, if I'm honest, has been a very strong tool, especially last year. I don't know how many, we got so many appointments last year because of our ability to kind of direct people to our websites, put them on an email campaign, and communicate with them. So we're going to be going over the strategies that not only we use, but even things that I'm seeing other agents use out there as well for their strategy. How many of you guys are kind of, I guess, subscribed to other email campaigns out there? Probably all of you, like on some sort of company, whether it's clothing, shoes, special deals, all of that. I'm assuming we're all on some sort of campaign. Sometimes you click it, sometimes you don't, but it is a brand awareness, right? So it's an easy reminder for people. So we're going to kind of dive right into it. You guys can come on in if you want. There's lots of seats. Perfect. So what we're going to be discussing today is why email marketing could be your strongest prospecting and lead generation tool this year. The 6 most important email campaigns that you guys should and could be using. How to improve your open rate. So not only sending the emails, but how do we get people to actually click on the link to actually open your emails? That's a very important part of this as well. How to turn those leads that are joining your email campaigns into actual clients that are going to buy and sell real estate with you. I'm going to show you different email platforms. So the ones that you guys have access through the office, but as well as a couple of other ones that are free platforms that I've heard other agents like to use. So we're going to share a couple of those as well, and then give you some tips on how to grow that email list. So why email marketing works. So with email, I find that you have a lot more control over the growth of this. You guys are in full control of growing the list, gathering email addresses. This is your list. I find email feels like more intimate in a way. So a lot of people here, we're on social media. It's hard to gather who we're actually interacting with. And a lot of the time you don't get to talk about real estate business on social media platforms. So Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Our whole goal is to market on those platforms, but we want to end up getting them into our email campaigns to build a better relationship with them. Most of our communication with clients, I would assume, is through email. Am I correct on that? When you guys talk to clients, there's a good deal of emails that go back and forth. You book appointments with the clients on email. photographers, videographers, lawyers. A lot of our communication today is through email. And I find that that's the more intimate way to talk to people. So if you're on social media and you're having a hard time getting those clients into, or getting those followers into clients, it's probably because you're not communicating with them off the platform, whether it's through DMs, email, phone, texting, and all of that. So to me, email feels more intimate when talking to potential clients. The other important thing to know about email is every single demographic uses email, right? I've got 92-year-old clients that are on email, right? We've got young people that are using email our age. So this is an old school tactic. If I'm honest, email campaigning is nothing new, but I think it's been overlooked for the last few years. People are so focused on the social media platforms, they're forgetting to bring that audience onto an email campaign. Plus, a lot of you guys in this room have past clients, and you guys have email addresses at your fingertips already that you probably haven't even collected into one space to market to. So you already have these email addresses. So all we're going to do is grab those emails, put them into some sort of organized marketing platform. So this is a very easy thing that every single person in this room can use. I know we have thousands of email addresses that you guys can add to these platforms. So if you're not into the social media, you're not into door knocking, you're not into cold calling, you're not into open houses, email marketing is for you. Do I have any introverts in my room today? I just saw a hand go flying. Any other people introverts? And it's okay. I'm an introvert as well. Lots of us are scared to get face-to-face to book those appointments, right? It's easier to get rejected through an email because you're either just going to get ghosted or they're just going to not talk to you. Email marketing is a very simple tool. If you don't have that confidence to go in front of a person, maybe you're a good writer, but not a good speaker when it comes to real estate. So this is hopefully a good platform for you guys to grow your business as well. Other reasons, you can actually segment your audience when you're doing email marketing. So you can have specific audience like past clients. You can start talking to them. You can talk to people that are just interested in buying and selling real estate. You can have a whole separate audience of buyer clients, seller clients, just people that are interested in different topics. You can actually segment them and actually give them stuff that they want to hear about. And it's very simple with these email campaigns. So that's another reason why I really like these, so that you don't have to send some mass email that doesn't actually relate to certain people. You can separate it based on what they're interested in or what process of the sales funnel they're at. It's a great way to educate your potential clients. We've been talking even last week, you guys got that vacant home tax bill, that big yellow form for Toronto people, or the vacant tax is coming. This would be a great time to mass email all of your Toronto buyers, sellers, people that live in Toronto, and be like, hey, this is coming. Interest rates are going to make a decision on January 25th. So it's kind of nice to send out educational things on what's happening out there by mass mailing them. It's really hard to do that when you're on just Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You don't know who you're reaching. But when you have an email list, you know it's going directly to them, whether they open it or not, it's going directly to their email box. So it's a really great platform to educate them, especially if you like writing. You can also send video emails as well. So it doesn't just have to stick to email. There's lots of creative things that you can do with this. And I think the most important part of why it's important with email is because you actually own this list. You don't own TikTok, you don't own Instagram, you don't own Facebook. One day those apps could totally get wiped out. And if that gets wiped out, you have zero control over that, right? But your email list is your email list. That is always going to be yours. No one's going to take that away from you. Obviously, if they unsubscribe, all of that stuff, but you still have their email address to still communicate with them, and no one can take that away from you. So you just have a lot more control over this platform. Does that make sense for the owning of the email? I really want to drill that into people on how this is yours and they can't take it away. Same thing, like there's certain different prospecting things that can be taken away from us at any time, like cold calling could go away, like landlines got wiped out. Who knows? Emails might get wiped out too. I don't see it happening anytime soon, but cold calling kind of slimmed down a little bit because landlines don't exist as much. Maybe if cell phone lists get handed out someday in Canada, maybe that'll bring back the calling aspect to it. People got weirded out by door knocking in COVID. So email's always just been like a very safe space to communicate with people. It's also just an amazing touch point and nurturing system for your past, current, and prospective clients. So I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of different emails, campaigns that you can be sending out to not only the people that have already bought real estate with you, but also a way to kind of prospect for new clients as well. And the more engaged audience, the better your email campaigns are, the more these leads can turn into referrals as well. It's just a very easy way to communicate with all of your past clients. I always tell you guys to have a 33 touch point system. If you're sending out a newsletter once a month, that's 12 touch points right there. And I'm going to show you guys that these newsletters can be extremely automated as well. So it's just a very passive way of building your business too. And like I said, this can be an excellent prospecting tool for introverts or those who just prefer to market themselves behind a screen. So the whole goal though, ultimately is of course to get in front of the clients in person. But if you have that fear of reaching out to people, being in front of people, email is a nice passive way to get that listing appointment or get that phone call with a potential buyer. So it's just a very easier way for all of us people that are a little bit more scared. So if you're thinking about all of your different prospecting for 2023, this is definitely one that I think you guys should highly, highly consider. And we're going to go over a bunch of the different ones that you guys can be doing today. And if you guys have questions throughout this, don't feel scared to like just chuck them at me because I'm okay to answer as we go. All right, so just a few bits of terminology. So I know I asked you guys who has done email campaigns. There's way more people that haven't. So I just wanted to go over some of the terminology that you may hear once you get more into the email marketing. One of the things is subscribers. So these are people that have chosen to receive email marketing from you. They're typically people that put their name in a contact list. They asked for this information from you. A list is just a list of your email subscribers. Subject line, we're going to talk heavily on subject line, but this is the part of the email that you read before you actually open the email. So it's the thing that's going to decide if that person wants to click on that email that you're sending them or not. And then there's a pre-header or preview text. So, you know, when you guys send an email, there's like usually like a few word, like sentences that you can maybe see before you decide to open it kind of thing. So this is also something we're going to talk about today. So it's the few lines before opening that email. Spam, this is another thing we'll talk about. These are marketing emails that are sent to someone who is not elected to actually receive it. So this might just get put right into their junk box, and I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to avoid anyone's emails going to the junk box. Open rate. So it's nice to send emails to people, but we want to make sure that they actually open the email. So we're going to talk about how to get that percentage of people who opened your email up. The average is about 10%. I'm going to show you guys, I've been doing campaigns for probably over a year now, and I actually have a 68% open rate, which is extremely huge. So that's why I want to teach you guys all of my secret tips and tricks on this as well. There's a click-through rate. This is the percentage of people who actually clicked on a link. Sometimes you may have like book an appointment with me or click here for more information. So we want to not only get them to open it, but if we can actually get them to click on something, that's going to be another thing that we're going to work on. There's going to be a bounce rate. So there may be a percentage of emails that never actually made it to their inbox. Maybe it was a wrong email, something like that. So whenever you're sending these emails, we want to look into your analytics to make sure that you're not getting any bounced emails and how to kind of check on those. And then the most important part is your conversion rate. So this is a percentage of people who actually followed a call to action in your email, such as let's schedule a walkthrough, let's schedule a listing appointment, let's book a time to meet. This is the most important part, is actually now converting one of your email subscribers for a listing appointment or a buyer's appointment. Because at the end of the day, we are real estate agents and our goal is to sell and help people buy real estate. So that's the whole point of these email campaigns going out. Email campaigns. So you're gonna hear me talk about campaigns. Campaigns is either a single email or a series of emails that are designed to achieve a certain goal, such as attending people or encouraging people to attend an open house, receive a market evaluation, receive a list of homes. There's obviously a purpose for each of your email campaigns that you're sending. Typically, they're automated. So it's very simple. These campaigns, again, they're all automated. The only thing that you guys are responsible for is getting an email address. And then you guys have an amazing system that actually has your email campaigns already set up for you. Your goal is just to get email addresses and plug them into your email campaigns. And then a landing page. So this is a single web page that people go to. It links, basically gets them to put their email address in it. And it's usually designed to facilitate like a form fill. And this is what you guys need to grow that email list. So if you're like, hey, if you want to receive a list of properties, click this link. And then they go to the link and then it's like first name, last name, email address. So that's what a landing page is. You guys also have these already designed for you on your personal website. So I'm going to show you guys all of that. So every single thing I've taught you, you actually don't need to know any of this stuff. You just need to learn how to get people to get to your website, to put their email addresses in, and then it's just plug and play. Any questions before I move on to the types of emails? We're all good? Perfect. So these are the 6 types of email campaigns that you should be sending as a real estate agent. Number 1, newsletters. This is not science. This is nothing new. Monthly newsletters. So this is basically the simplest form of email marketing. It's perfect for beginners. So if you've never done email campaigning before, having a simple newsletter set up is the easiest thing that you guys can do for yourselves. These are things just like print newsletters. Email newsletters basically are set out at a set frequency. They're typically either weekly or monthly. Most common newsletters basically share your latest listings, any upcoming events, any real estate trends, market stats. Maybe you guys are getting into blog posts. You want to step it up and you want to start actually communicating and making it your own content, or it could just be a summary of real estate market. But the whole purpose of the newsletter is to provide basically expert content that your readers can count on to keep your services on top of mind for potential new clients. So regular monthly newsletters, there's different ones that you guys can do. So one of them is the general market statistics. So if you've got like investor clients or you've got past buyer clients or even future buyer clients, they want to know what's happening in the real estate market. So on this newsletter, it may have something as GTA market stats, which you guys have access to. It may be different prices and trends in that specific area. It might be year-over-year analysis. Either way, it's good for you guys to educate your list on what's going on in the real estate market. That's on a general city as a whole, which you have. Again, at the end, I'm going to show you where you guys will get that. You also can send specific neighborhood market updates. So maybe you want to just narrow down your audience where they're only receiving a market update on what's happening in their specific neighborhood. Maybe it's the new listings that came up, what the prices are doing in their neighborhood, maybe new events, stuff like that. This is another type of newsletter that you can send out once a month. And then if you're very creative, for my more advanced people, you can do anything like creating them yourself if you want. There's a whole bunch of different ones. We also have one that's like this, where it's on personal interior and design trends. So if you guys have more non-analytical clients that love being up to date on what's happening in like interior design, stuff like that, you can set them up for another monthly newsletter where it's not really related to the real estate market, but it just also gives you an opportunity to connect with them about different things related to real estate. So it could be for like a past buyer client. They've already bought a house. Now they want to know, like, what's the paint color of the year? What furniture stores should I be shopping at? Stuff like that. So these are fun little email newsletters that you can send out. I've heard of other different real estate agents out there that actually create their newsletters, and theirs is basically, I think I heard it, one guy said he announced to his email list that he had a baby before he even announced it like on his own social media platform. So he takes his personal email list it's a very personal list to him where he's sharing, hey, I just got married, this is what's happening in my family. And then hopefully they'll respond to that and be like, hey, like, thanks for updating me on your baby. And like, congratulations, this is what's happening in my life. So that's a more personal touch. Once you guys get used to like getting the emails out there, it's not a bad idea to now have a more personal relationship with people and letting them know on like special occasions that are happening in your life. And it just builds that open rate. Actually, I feel like someone will click that open rate more than they will maybe even a stats brick kind of thing. Okay, so actually, if you guys all have your phones, If you guys put your first name dash last name .c21.ca, every single one of you has a website. So if you guys click on that, so mine's obviously Katelyn Fulton.c21.ca. You all have that. At the top there, you'll see this button called Neighborhood News. So what you guys can do is now figure out a way to get people to come to this link, whether it's through your social media platforms and you're saying, hey, do you want to receive an update on what's going on in your neighborhood? Maybe it's a single email that you're sending with a link to your website, whatever form of communication. Maybe you're doing postcards and you're farming an area and you're like, hey, if you want to be up to date on what's going on in your neighborhood, click on this link. Could be a QR code that directs them here, but you have this button called Neighborhood News, and it actually brings them to this is basically a landing page where they go fill out their first name or their name, email address, phone number, and a little bit of a message. Once they click the message, then they're going to start to get signed up for your newsletter for Neighborhood News. So you guys all have this. So now your job is to figure out how can you get this link out to people to fill out. So I just gave you guys a bunch of ideas: social media, postcards, directly emailing your clients as well. I just did a test yesterday and put this on our Instagram stories, and we got 2 people that filled out their mailing addresses. So it's not a huge amount, but that's 2 new people that just got added to our email list. So it's not something you guys are going to do just when you feel like it. I would do this every single day, or at least every other day. I would be always trying to grow this list of some capacity and get them onto these lists. So that's if you want to sign people up for that Neighborhood News. This is what the Neighborhood News article looks like. So it gives them a map of what's happening in the area, and then it gives them all the new listings. And then at the bottom of it actually tells your readers if the prices have gone up, gone down, how many days on market. So it gives them a really nice trend. Beautiful part about this is it's all automated. All you have to do is put in an email address. Every month they get this. So you're not going in and typing up the market stats. It's all done for you. You already have the landing page. The newsletter's done. We got to figure out how to get those emails on there. This is the bottom part of that newsletter right here. So the trends over the last months, month to month even it does. So it's a really great one. I would today, if you guys are actually on your website right now, I would put your name on it, sign yourself up for it, and then you know that it's going out. All right, another website that you guys have, which you probably didn't even know you have. You have 2 websites. Did everybody know this? No. You have another one. It's c21fulton.com/your first and last name. This is a very old website that we have, but I'll be honest, it has the best SEO on it because we've had it for so many years. Sometimes you get a lot of leads on this website. So if you guys each have this website, and then there's also a newsletter button up here. So if you've got analytical clients, this is a really good email that just sends out market stats or news articles. And again, you can direct people to your newsletter. I've even gone as far as I'll get a client and I'll just go ahead onto my own website and I'll put their name in it and sign them up for my newsletter. So whatever way you decide to go. But again, they just put their first name, last name, email address, and then they get an updated article from you. Yes. Yes, you do. If they're a client though, you do business with them. So they're automatically, you're able to communicate with them if they've done business with you in the last 2 years. If they're a personal friend or family, they're also exempt from castle rules as well. So that's a way, but I, again, would just do like newsletters, social media, chuck them on to direct them to that link. So you guys have 2 websites that you can use. This is what that, yep. c21fulton.com/your first and last name. So you all have that. And if you don't, let me know so that we can make sure you get it. This is what that newsletter looks like. So I showed you Neighborhood News. So if you sign your clients up through My CR Works, that's what this other CRM platform is. It just sends your clients articles on what's going on in the market. So a look back at the 22 GTA housing market, what to expect. And then it talks about rates. So this is actually a really strong email, especially for your investor clients, your analytical clients. Chuck them on this. And we'll talk about MyCR Works, but if you're having a hard time with Hub 21, you cannot figure it out, use MyCR Works because it's extremely simple. You just put an email address in and your campaigns are already set up.
So no, just one.
Yep.
We can use from the website, even from the CR Works, right?
Yeah, so you can either log into CR Works or you can go onto your
So we
website.
can use the 3 ways, right? Two website and one is CR.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the CR Works website. So CR Works is a website / CRM. It was, I think you guys have had it for many, many years. We kind of just kept it because a lot of agents still use it. It's way simpler than all these fancy technologies. So if you find it too tricky, then I would use this one. c2nfulton.com/ your first and last name. No, this one unfortunately is not as editable. It's more simple.
So first and last name, no.
Nope. Your other one is first name - last name .c21.ca. So you have 2 websites. Check Facebook. Perfect. Now there's this other newsletter. So we talked about neighborhood news, market updates. There's also one called Life at Home. When you guys log into your Hub 21 platform, it's all under C21 Engage. I'm going to send you guys an email at the end of this on how to set clients up, but this is the one that's more fluffy. So how to make a great first impression with your entryway. So like, again, this is like the more design, creative mind clients that don't really care about market stats, but they may care about the color of the year. It sends out at the beginning of each month. It even shows you the schedule. You can edit this. If you want your photo on this, you want different colors, you can edit this. I wouldn't bother because it's all automated for you. So the whole point of this is to make it as simple as possible, but that's the schedule right there for you. All right. If you want to step it up and do a more personalized newsletter, you're creative, you want it to be in your words, your face, and you want to have control over the content. You can do your take on the local real estate markets. Maybe you had some client success stories, some testimonials that you want to send out, or like I said earlier, what's happening in your personal life. So maybe you want to announce a new baby in the family, new dog, whatever it is. It's a great opportunity just to send personal announcements. Seasonal maintenance. So this is actually another newsletter that you guys have in your Hub 21 platform. It goes out once a quarter. Apparently this one has the highest response rate of all of the newsletters. So if you're going to pick one, I would at least add this one to it. I don't know why. I guess because it's more related to your clients, but every quarter it gives them, I don't know, clean your gutters right now, or this is a great time to turn off the water for winter. So there's a bunch of tips that it gives you, and people actually respond a lot to these. It goes out in the spring, so March, June, September, and December. This is an ideal newsletter to send out any past clients. You could set up a landing page, create that sign up link, put it on social media, say, hey, do you want to just have like seasonal reminders? Because there's a lot of things we probably have in our houses that we forget that we have to be maintaining. So you might even set up yourself for this, be like, oh yeah, maybe I'll remind myself that I need to clean the gutters. So this is a really highly responsive one. It only goes out once a quarter. So if you don't want the once a year one, this is a strong campaign as well. This is what it looks like on your Hub 21 platform. It just puts their first name in there. What's it say? As the cold of winter thaws, it's time to check for any damage, prepare for warmer weathers ahead. So again, clean your gutters, inspect the roof, and then it gives you the schedule that it's going to go out. So definitely highly recommend this one if you're going to pick one. What's that? Hub 21. I'm going to be sending a video out today. But if you go to my.hub21.ca, put your email address in there, the Century 21 website, you will get access to this entire Hub 21 platform. So C21 Engage is your CRM. And then we have a presentation center. You can edit your websites here. We have a marketing center. So if you haven't accessed Hub 21, this is a very strong platform to use. I made a video because I've had a lot of people tell me it's too complicated to use. So I actually made the 3-step video on actually how to sign clients up for it. So you'll get that to your email at about 12:30 today. So we'll go over that.
Hub 21 is for the clients.
It's for you. It's the back end system to set up your newsletters.
Clients are asking to sign up.
Your website. Yeah, so that website, your agent website, you'll direct them to put in their contact information, and then you get to see all the information in the back end on Hub 21. So maybe I'll open it up at the end for you guys to take a look at. All right, email number 2 that you guys should be sending. Welcome email sequences. Has anyone ever heard of a welcome email sequence? No, perfect. So this is for a brand new client that's not quite ready to buy or sell, and it gives them a series of emails from you. So it's automated. So we have a whole email sequence ready for you guys to go. And it's for a new subscriber. So it's really good to help them feel good about their decision to join your list, but it helps set the expectations of how frequently emails will be set and what content that they're going to be. So these basically drive engagement from the start. So they encourage your subscribers to reply directly to your marketing emails. It gives them buttons to book a show or an appointment with you as well. So there's a whole bunch of really great stuff on here. So I'll give you guys some examples so it makes sense. So let's say that maybe you guys hosted a first-time homebuyer seminar, or on your list, you've got some people maybe you put on your Instagram, hey, are you looking to buy a house this year? Are you a first-time home buyer, but you're not quite ready? Go to my website, sign up for, or send me your email address, and I'm going to set you up on an email list that's going to give you some tips and tricks on what it's like to buy your first home. So that's what my landing page would say, or that's how I would get people to sign up for this list. Or maybe you had an appointment with a first-time home buyer that's not quite ready. I would put them on this email list. So what it looks like, or here's an example here. Home buyer's guide. So you guys have a brand new home buyer's handbook this year that you guys are able to now use for your clients. So if you don't want to design your own home buyer's guides, we've gone ahead and created a new one for you guys for 2023. So what I would do is, maybe you're on Instagram again, and you're like, hey, are you a home buyer and you want some more information? Put your email address in here and I'll send you guys a home buyer's handbook. So they'll give you their email. You're going to send them the PDF of your home buyer's guide. And then I would put them on a drip campaign. Does that make sense? I don't know if this is talking gibberish, but I'm sure you guys have all seen this. Like, Alex, you could go on your Instagram story and be like, hey, I've got a new buyer's handbook for 2023. If you thought about buying this year, send me your email address and I'll send you an email with a new buyer's handbook. I would do this like every week. I would always be promoting my buyer's handbook. I've already created it for you guys. You don't even have to design it. You just need to get email addresses. And then again, post on social media. Maybe you're farming, you're door knocking, whatever it is, whatever platform you're on to get people to give you their email addresses. That's what I would get. Then you would set them up on your Hub 21 platform. So we've got this amazing first-time home buyer sequence. So maybe you met with the first-time home buyer, you had an appointment with them, and right after the appointment, you're then going to put them onto this drip campaign that says, hey, it was nice to know you. We know that the process of buying and selling homes can be stressful. We just want to know we're here to help. Then 7 days later, they're just going to get like a little more information on being a first-time home buyer. In 2 weeks, they'll get something on planning to buy their first home. 21 days, they'll get something about the first-time home buyer jitters. And then they'll just basically get a drip campaign for a month on how to buy their first house. So anytime you talk to a new buyer, you might want to set them up on this campaign. Okay, and then maybe they're not a first-time home buyer, but they're a buyer. So then you have this other sequence that again just says, hey, it was really nice to meet you. And then it talks about how to use the internet to search neighborhoods, if they need help choosing a lender, how to narrow down their search, and then checking in. So this is a 35-day email campaign that you can set them up on as well. Okay, let's say you're prospecting for home sellers. So it's going to be the exact same thing. You're going to say, hey, have you thought about selling your home in 2023? Send me your email address and I'll send you a home seller's handbook. So again, I'm going to send you guys links to this. You can download it. And then whenever you get an email address, just send them the home seller's guide. This is just a simple email as well. This doesn't have to be a complicated one. This could just be in your Gmail where you're just putting in an attachment to a home seller's handbook. Again, putting on your social media. Maybe it's a postcard with a QR code to give your email address, whatever your style is to get an email address. It can be any variety. I just keep talking about social media because it's probably the easiest way to get people to sign up. But if you're more into like the mail outs and stuff, neighborhood mail out, all that stuff, this is a good idea as well. This is what the prospecting for sellers email campaign would look like. So it would just say, maybe you're like, okay, you're thinking about selling your house, but you're not quite ready. Let me just send you some information on what the process is like. So this one would just say, it's a welcome email. It just says selling a home is complicated, whether it's your first or fifth home sale. Our market is changing and the quality buyers value are too. So we want to let you know that we're here for you as you decide whether or not to sell and how to get the most value from your home. And then it's going to go on and it's going to do another month campaign. And it's just going to talk about home value, how to improve their curb appeal, different home repairs that they can be doing to increase the value. So this is a really strong campaign for anyone that's thinking about selling but isn't quite ready. So you could shove them on this just to give them some information on what it's like to sell their home. I'm sure we all have people that have said, yeah, I'm thinking about it, but I don't really know. I'll keep you posted. This is a good campaign to just kind of be in front of them for that. Now, again, if you guys go to your website, so your first name dash last name .c21.ca, you will see this button called Get Advice. There's going to be a buyer's one and there's a seller's one. So all they have to do is click on whatever category, or you just direct your link directly to this and then get them to put their name, email, phone number, and a message. They'll say if they're a buyer or seller, they'll do their consent, and then you choose which email sequence you're going to put them on. So you guys all have this. Perfect. Any questions on those sequences? They look pretty cool, right? I think so. They're pretty impressive. Everyone's kind of quiet about it. Perfect. All right, the third one, follow up and referral requests. How many of you guys have a hard time asking for referrals after the sale's done? Yeah, I think it's one of the most terrifying things, but it's the way to build a really more enjoyable business is getting referrals from a past client or friend or family. That's the best type of client to get, but we all struggle with actually asking for it. So this is a type of email that we should all get comfortable with. Like I said, it's email. It's just behind a screen. You're not like, hey, Jenna, I'm looking for referrals. Do you have any? And you're kind of like, ugh. It's like a little awkward. But if you're an email, it's a little less threatening, right? You're just chucking it out there. They may respond, they may not. Best thing that's going to happen, they're going to give you a referral. Worst thing that's going to happen, they're not going to respond. That's the worst that's going to happen. So we're going to get used to sending those types of emails. So again, this is a great way, or email is a great way to keep past clients active in your network. Create an email or an email sequence that sends to past clients a set period of time after the sale closes. So I'm going to send you guys another sequence that you guys can use that will not only just check in on them, but it will ask them for a referral. How many of you guys are good at following up with your clients after the sale of the home? Yeah, we're good. How often? How often do you do it, Chad? Okay. And right after the sale? Okay. Alex, you do too? Yeah. And do you guys check in like after closing or like when the deal closes? Are you guys out, or you guys just follow up like a week and then you're kind of like, okay, let's just hope it goes well kind of thing? Yeah, I see Celine smiling because she knows.
I follow up and I just advise to them.
Perfect.
Especially because this is the con.
Yeah, good. Perfect. So there's a lot of agents that do not follow up. And that's one of the number one things is they'll close the transaction and then they move on. You'll never hear from that agent again. And that's why we get called to the table, even though they've worked with an agent before and they're interviewing another agent. high chance that other agent that sold their house 10 years ago wasn't following up with them. And that's why somehow we end up in these houses of people that have bought and sold a few times. The follow-up wasn't there. So we don't want to forget about our past clients, because this is now your referral-based business will come from these people. So there is an email sequence for all of our people that aren't so good at following up with people, for both the buyers and the sellers. So we've got this email campaign, so post sale for buyers, where it just says, so you can send this to them the day after it closes. It just says, congratulations on buying your new home. Just wanted to thank you for putting your trust in us throughout this process. We hope you had a great experience and think of us the next time you're looking to buy or sell a home. And then it follows up with them for 180 days. So after a week, it will ask them for a referral. 14 days, if you hadn't already, it will actually ask for a testimonial. 30 days is just a check-in, 60 days, just a check-in, 6 months, check-in. So very nice. If you guys are terrible at following up, plug their email in here. You can set it and forget it. Same thing for sellers. If you help someone sell a home, the day after it closes, you set them up for this campaign. Just says, congratulations on selling your home. Thank you for using me, putting your trust in me. And this one's just a 60-day close, because they obviously just sold. They're not living in the house still. Whereas a buyer, you want to follow up for like the 6 months because they're actually inside that house. So with the seller, it's just referral request, testimonial, 30-day check-in, 60-day check-in. Do any of you guys think that you guys could use this email maybe? Yeah, even for tenants, you can maybe switch up the wording if you have tenants, because you want to keep a good relationship with them as well. So maybe put them on your buyers one, change the wording to tenants, and then you're just following up with them to make sure everything goes well. And then appointment confirmation. So if you guys struggle with, maybe you booked an appointment with someone and you don't really know the wording to confirm that the appointment is still on, there is an actual template here just to confirm that their appointment's here. So this isn't a campaign or anything. It's just a one-time one. You guys can even just copy and paste it, stick it in your Gmail if you want, but just saying, just want to confirm our appointment at this time. My team and I spend a great deal of time preparing for these appointments, and I know that things can get in the way sometimes. And it just says, just making sure we're still on for tomorrow. So if you're just looking for some sort of template for the confirmation, this is a good one. The other one, maybe you did a listing presentation and you're just following up. Maybe you didn't get the signature that day. So there is a follow-up template as well. So it just says, thank you for the opportunity to represent you in your home. I realize that choosing who will handle this type of transaction is a very big decision. Want you to know that if given the opportunity, I will do whatever it takes to get you the best possible outcome. So that's a pretty good follow-up. I know some people have even asked us like, hey, they didn't sign with me. Like, what should I say? It's always an email or a text message. You could shove this in a text message too, if you prefer. Maybe you call them and you just want a script. You can literally just read off this email as well. But this is a really good script to have after that listing appointment. And again, this is all in your Hub 21 platform as well. And then thank you for your referral. Very simple. Thanks for your referral. I really appreciate it. Very simple. We probably don't even need an email campaign for that. You could text them that, send them a nice little gift. So if you ever get referrals, stick them on there too. Perfect. Any questions on those? No? Perfect. Number 4, open house and announcements. So is anybody doing open houses or a plan to do open houses this year? Alex, you do a ton. Michael has it on his 2023 plan. Anyone else doing open houses? Great. There you go. More open houses for you, Michael. Perfect. So there's also these really great templates on the Marketing Center. If you've got an email list, so maybe you guys have hosted open houses before. I'm looking at Alex and Michael since they're the only ones. And Celine, you do open houses, don't you? Yeah. So maybe over the years, when you guys are doing your check-in forms, you're collecting email addresses, right? I would have them on like a separate segmented form, just saying like open house guests, and then inviting them to all of your open houses. So be like, hey, I'm having an open house at this house. Here's the photos, come on in. And then hopefully you can take them off your open house list and put them on like your buyers list or whatever. But don't hesitate to send open house invitations even to your whole email list, your past clients, any new listings you've got hitting the market, just letting your your database know that you're still in the market, you're still selling, you're still buying. If you got a new listing, this is what I'm going to do for you. Every time I get a new listing, I'm going to blast it out to all of my database. So this is a good platform as well. Once you start to build your email list, now you can start to communicate with them all the stuff that you're doing in the marketplace. Neighborhood guides. So if anyone out there is doing farming, maybe you're customizing a very specific email campaign for that neighborhood, not the neighborhood news, but maybe you're doing a neighborhood guide and you're like, hey, these are my favorite restaurants to eat in Ajax. And you're just creating like a cool little list. You're going up to businesses saying, hey, can I put you on my email list? And then you're sending that out to all of your people. Just be like, hey guys, I've got a new neighborhood guide. Or you're door knocking one specific area and you're just sending a newsletter out to those people in that neighborhood. And you're just sending them all the new updates, any events that are happening in the area, all that good stuff. You can kind of customize it that way. Perfect. Number 5, we're almost there. Special occasions. Anybody who here sends special occasion emails? Thank you. Christmas, birthdays, holidays, all that. This is another simple email that you guys should all be on. Claire sends them out to you guys all the time. Those can be automated as well. You can select them, but there's different holidays that you can be doing. So you've got pretty much a holiday every single month. So if you're doing a newsletter, just a regular newsletter every month, and you're doing this, that's 24 touches a year. Remember I said you need 33 touches a year to kind of have a really strong database. These are all automated for you. You don't even have to touch them. They're just going out for you on your behalf. So I would try to have at least almost every month at least. Obviously, we all don't celebrate every single holiday, but these are the different holidays that you should be sending out to your clients. This is what it looks like if you're on the Hub 21 platform. It lays out the schedule there for you. So again, you got New Year's, Lunar New Year, Spring Forward reminds them of the time changes, St. Patrick's Day, Ramadan, Easter, Eid. There's lots of holidays in there. Put their email address in there, it sends out. So just set and leave. Sorry, what was that? Can't hear.
You have to reset it every year.
Yes.
So for 2023, I've got to do it over again, all the new holidays for 2020.
Yeah. So every single year you do have to reset these things. Hopefully they change that so that it just carries over. But right now, every December, we got to reset them all and sign them up for the new newsletter and all of that. So again, it can be a pain, but will help. Yeah. Happy birthdays. How many of you guys sent out a happy birthday email? There, Alex. Good. The way you guys can find their birthdays is when you guys are doing FinTrack. So you guys get FinTrack, you get their birthday on the license, chuck them on your database, put their birthday on there, they get an automated birthday. So you'll notice that there is a system to all of this. So you guys almost have to come up with your own internal system. After a sale closes, add them to email campaign. Anytime you get a new FinTrack form, go and put their birthday. So you guys have to kind of put it into a regular routine that you're always doing this to make sure that it's consistent as well. Happy home anniversary. Who's doing home anniversaries or house anniversaries? No? Okay. Yeah, so again, the easy way you can do with this actually, if you're not keeping track of it, is Heather or Paige, they've got a list of all your transactions, the closing dates on there. You can then stick them on your database. You've got their home anniversary, and then every year it wishes them a house anniversary. So that's an easy one as well that you guys can do to maintain relationships with all your past clients. Wow, he didn't come in with his phone on. All right, the final one, which we talk about. Oh, it is on. Claire, turn it off. Claire, turn your phone off.
Turn your phone.
Oh, I thought you got past this time. All right, number 6 is a very important one. This is the biannual portfolio review. So I've talked a lot about this. Third word is sending out a CMA to your past clients. Who's doing these? Okay. Perfect. Awesome. So if you didn't know, We actually encourage you guys twice a year to follow up with all of your past buyer clients and give them a free home evaluation. Let them know what their house is currently worth. That's always a fun thing. Be like, hey, your house is worth $200,000 more than when you purchased it. So these are something you guys can set up twice a year, whether you're doing it September and March, try to hit the spring and fall market. Where you just email all of your past clients, and it may take a little bit of time, which of course email marketing will take time, but you're behind a computer the whole time. There's no leg work on this. It's just discipline that's going to require. If you, again, you have another landing page on your website, first name dash last name.c21.ca. You have this button called get advice, and there's a free home evaluation button there. When you click that, it brings you to this landing page. So again, if you're trying to direct people to put their email addresses in, you can direct them to your free home evaluation. And then you're going to send them a little update on what their house is worth, whether you send them some recent sales, check out the numbers, get it out there. No, that's where you come in. So it'll say that they're requesting a home evaluation, and then you can. There is websites out there. We invest in one called Remarketer. I think it's $150 a month. If they click on our website, they put their address in when they purchase the property, and it actually does automatically send it right over to them. So if you want to get that type of platform, Remarketer has it on their website. This one is your free platform. Yeah. Otherwise, you've got this free landing page, and then you kind of manually do the home
But that
evaluation.
evaluation can mess up, I don't know what the evaluation.
It could, but it just sends them something. That's why it's better if you do it manually. I would suggest doing that. Yeah. So there's a couple ways you can do this email free home evaluation. You can just send it on your own behalf without them requesting it. And then your clients just know twice a year, once a year, they're going to receive it. If you're on any platform, so maybe you're doing flyers in the area, you want to say, hey, go to my website to request a free home evaluation, put your link there, QR code, whatever you want, stick it on there. Could be just always be on your business card as a QR code that directs it to them or directs it to this website. There's multiple different ways for this. We had the best success actually this year by sending out a video on our email campaign that said, hey, just wanted to put a face to the email. It's been a while, because sometimes they haven't seen your face in a while. And then we'll say, click this link below if you want to know what your house is worth. So that way, if you don't want to just go send 100 CMAs because you don't have that time, but maybe you want to see on who on your email list is actually interested in knowing what their house is worth. So you could just send out a mass email to all of your past clients just saying, hey, click this link if you want to know what your house is worth in this market. And then whoever's actually interested, then you send it. So that's another alternative that you guys can do too. This is what the CMA is. So you guys have on the Hub 21 platform, besides C21 Engage, I'm going to show you guys a platform, I think, at the end. You'll see C21 Present. So you guys actually have a presentation center where you guys can create a CMA. Is anyone using C21 Present today? Aaron? Alex? What do you think of it? Yeah.
You know, even if you send out buyer tours for that.
Yeah, buyer tours.
A lot of that.
Yeah.
Side by side comparison.
Yeah.
Like a quick listing presentation for the doctor. Visit them with like a full on in your face.
Yes,
Good.
exactly. Yeah. So this is a really cool tool. I think it's really good too, because it actually separates you guys from the other agents out there too. If you guys are using Stratus CMA, the Remax agent next door is also using that exact same CMA. All the, like the Royal LePages, they're all using the same thing. So when you guys go in, it's still using the same data from Stratus, but you're inputting it just on a more pretty presentation for them. So you can actually deliver this through email, through C21 Present. It's got a little a little map of where all the comparables are. And like Aaron was saying, there's a side-by-side comparison still that you can send to your past clients. You can email it to them. If you're going in a listing presentation, it's a very strong tool, C21 Present. So if you guys haven't dabbled into that yet, I definitely would this year. Perfect. So if you're not showing up, your open rate is going to be 0%. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to increase that open rate, how to actually get people to open it. But if you guys aren't sending email campaigns, it's going to be very hard to convert your email list into clients. So you guys, I guarantee you each have 100 email addresses, very accessible right now, that you could put onto an email campaign. It just takes some time to go through it. Once you've got it, then now your new strategy is to just get as many emails to add to your list as you can in many different ways, and then choosing which campaigns that you guys want to direct them to. So these are the different email marketing platforms. So you've heard me talk a ton today about MoxieWorks Engage. This is the one that you guys have automated for you. It's already free. You guys already have it. It's all set up, ready to go. It has all those email campaigns we talked about are already set up, ready to go for you. It's all branded nicely. Your photo will already show up. This is the easiest platform for you, just to stick their email addresses in and set and go. So it's my.hub21.ca for anyone that hasn't used it yet. The other one you guys have access to, which we talked a little bit about, is CR Works Systems. Again, this is that website. You can go to mycrwork.com, and you guys should all have a login information for that. If you don't, let me know. But you have websites and CRMs for both of these two platforms. Claire, when did you get CR Works? It's an older platform, but it works. It's many, many years. Yeah, it's a mature system. But honestly, if you find Hub21 too hard to navigate, because I know I've had a lot of people say it's too hard to use, CR Works might be for you, because it's literally just email address, go. There's no automated campaigns. It's just a monthly newsletter. It's simple, easy, set it and forget it. It's old school, but it has updated information, to be honest.
It's not really old school. It's use it as a fail-safe. So a lot of meetings get busy, right? You want to do stuff, you want to send things, you want to do stuff, and then things get busy, life gets busy, and then all of a sudden you get an email, CR Works to yourself. There's a newsletter. Oh, I forgot to do that.
Yeah.
So the purpose of it is a fail-safe, because what Kate's talking about needs work. This just needs an email address, a name, and a name.
It's just simple.
That's what you set up, then you can do the other stuff, but get busy in life. At least you know this is going out once a month.
Exactly.
This is just like the base, the final base is supposed to be.
Yeah.
The base.
Yeah, I think everyone's homework today too. I would sign yourself up for the CR Works newsletter and sign yourself up for a Hub21 newsletter, just to remind yourself of what it looks like and what's going out. And then you'll be like, oh yeah, I haven't added any emails to my list this month. I should probably do that again. So do that. The other two platforms, if you don't want to use these two that are provided for you, you've got MailChimp, which honestly, I've used MailChimp in the past. It's a really great platform. It's free, up to like 20,000 emails, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, you use it. Is it 20,000? 2,000 emails on MailChimp. What's that? Oh, okay. So there's some limitations. It is a free platform. So I guess if you pay for it, you probably get obviously a little bit more. So if you like to design your own email templates, have a little bit more control over it, MailChimp is nice. It's got good landing pages. I don't know. I like MailChimp, to be honest. It's very simple. Alex is using it for like pre-construction projects, stuff like that. I bet if you used Engage, you probably could create the same type of email formats, but I know MailChimp's pretty simple, click and go as well. But this is a good platform. The other one's HubSpot. I've never actually used HubSpot, but I've heard that this is an okay platform. It's again a free platform to use. Doesn't matter which platform you use, there's tons out there. These are the CRM platforms. There's, what's that, C-Inc? What's that other one? CRM. There's tons of CRMs out there. Exact, there's Follow Up Boss, there's tons of different campaigns out there. Doesn't matter which one you use, as long as you're using one. I'm just providing you guys with the ones that we have access to, but there's hundreds of platforms out there. They always say, the best CRM is the one that you're going to use. So whichever one's the easiest. If you find Hub21 too hard to use, but you know you'll use CR Works because it's easy, then I would use that one. Okay, now let's talk again a little bit how to launch and actually grow the successful email list. So there's a few different ways: telling your network, having an email opt-in on your website, or paid ads. So again, you could share your email list on social media. I've talked so much about this. The way is in your stories, or have the link in your bio that has an email newsletter sign up. Add a subscription link on your personal email signature. Who here has an email signature with links in it? Like Wise Stamp? Okay. Yeah, need it? Perfect. So I'm going to show you guys Wise Stamp is one of them. I would always have it in your email signature, like sign up for my monthly newsletter here and have a link in all of your email signatures. Have an email sign up sheet at your open houses or any events that you're having. Have a sign up QR code on any mail outs that you're doing. So I would always just be trying to get email addresses. Again, you've got email opt-ins on your website. So you've got contact forms, pop-ups on your websites, top right corner. Anytime you've got a blog post, social media video, you might be like, hey, leave your email below. Sign up for my monthly newsletter. If you want to be reminded on seasonal maintenance for your home, sign up for my newsletter. So like I would always be chucking in email address, growing that list, and then start to communicate with them that way. If you want to take it another step further, paid ads on social media to drive traffic to your email list as well. Maybe you're saying, sign up for my email list to receive a list of homes under $700,000 in Toronto, something like that. Like you can have something where you're just directing people to sign up, but then you got to deliver what you ask them to sign up for. So those are just different platforms that you can do as well. Okay. Any questions on that stuff? Anyone else have any other ideas on how to sign up for email lists that I'm missing? No? Perfect. Okay, so strong subject line. So now you've got them all signed up. You're sending the emails. Now they're not opening it. Now there's a strong chance that your subject line is not strong enough. And this is something I've been playing around with for a long time. So I know which ones have actually worked to get them to open it. But more than a third of subscribers base their decision to open an email solely based on how the subject line appeals to them. So it can be your first and only chance at grabbing their attention or leaving them curious for more. So it should be brief and have as much detail as possible. So here's some ones that I used that actually worked very well. There's one like, psst, I got a secret, and that was it. Like that was the subject line. Hey, Bob, check this out. Something to spark interest. The market is crashing. So these are different taglines to get people to open. Because they're like, when I'm sending like a professional email, they usually don't say, I got a secret for you. So they're like, why is Katelyn like saying that? Like, it's kind of weird. So then they click on it out of curiosity. So those are some that are pretty good. Emojis also help. So if you want to add some emotion to it, add a happy face, a little house beside it, a heart, stuff like that. Sometimes that also adds a little bit more attraction to the email list if you can add some sort of emoji, and then focus on why they subscribed. We talked a little bit about how the subject line is important, but so is this little part of the email where they can kind of get like a little bit of a glance at what that email is going to have. So you want to make the most out of that first sentence of the email as well. And then it kind of something that summarizes what the email is. When I write like, I got a secret, it could be like, and then on the subject line here, it could say, I've got a secret for you. And then they're like, oh, what's the secret? And then they click on it. And then they're like, oh, and they might be disappointed by their click, but at least they opened it. The other important thing that we've learned is using a branded email address actually does help it from not going to spam. So if you guys are sending out newsletters using just your Gmail, a Hotmail, or a Yahoo account, you have a higher chance to go into their junk mail, right? Right into their spam. So if you're using a branded email, whether it's like michael@michaelsmith.com or it's michael@century21.ca, like you guys all have Century 21 emails, but it has to be not a Hotmail or Gmail or Yahoo. Otherwise, you have a higher chance of ending up in that spam email. So if you guys are using those email addresses, you may want to consider either using the Century 21 email. It shows that it's a professional email coming in, but also Gmail recognizes it as a more business related email versus something from spam or like Outlook, Bell.net, stuff like that. But yeah, keeps it professional. And also, yeah, keeps you out of the spam filter. This is that Wise stamp that I was just talking about. So again, I would have a sign up link in your email signature. Wise Stamp here is actually a free platform. I use it here. You've probably gotten emails from me in the past. My signature actually like has like a live action. Again, this is free. It's got Katelyn Fulton. And then down here, I'll have like book a discovery call. Down here, you'll say sign up for my neighborhood news. So people can now click on the link just from my emails, goes out to anyone, and then they can go direct them to your website just from that. So this is a free email platform.
Your social
We
media
have-
accounts are all live.
Yeah, all your social media, anything you guys want to direct people to, stick them on there. Everyone capture that one. Tactics. Make it about them, not about you. So don't be like, oh, my sales for the month. Like, make it about them. Like, here's what you can do to maintain your home this season. Here's what you can do to sell your home for higher amounts of money. So make it about the person that signed up, find their pain points, get inside their heads, and get to understand them a little bit more. Now, because this is your own list, unlike social media, this is the best place where you can actually build a dedicated fan base. On social media, you never really know if they're actually going to see your video or if they're going to see that post that you did, but in your email, it's literally going directly to that person. So even like, Michael, if you're doing like a TikTok, for example, that had some good tips, it might be a really cool email campaign to like send it directly in your email list and be like, go here. And then maybe you're gathering your following on that platform, but you're also making sure that your audience is receiving that video that you made. Alex, you've been doing lots of videos lately too. So you may want to do your tips videos on Instagram, email it out to your email list, and then direct them to your Instagram too, so that you're kind of catching them on both sides, so that you're delivering value in both ways. Because there's a high chance even like your 70-year-old client might not be on your social media platforms where we're spending lots of time, but they may actually open that email that you're doing those videos for. If you're too scared to get on the video or send your TikToks or send your Instagram videos, maybe you turn it into a written post and that's your email campaign on like tips for them. So then you're just sending out quick emails to them. So these are just some ideas that you guys can be doing.
The thing on email can sell about them. You can, not sure Gmail, or MailChimp. Email is probably do it as well. I haven't done it myself. You can customize it and say, hello Bob, hello
Mhm.
Barry. Rather than just being dear recipient, or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like this.
On Hub, it
Every
puts-
set of 100 people, you can just simply put in a code there and it grabs the first name off the.
Yeah, I think in Hub, it does it on, I don't know if it does it at the subject line, but it definitely does it in the
Hub
body.
does, yeah, Hub does, for sure.
Yeah.
And so is MailChimp. But Gmail's in about Gmail. Does Gmail, I'm sure it does. Gmail's got it sophisticated enough to just catch the first name. say
I don't
Bob.
know, because Gmail doesn't really have like a, well, I guess you can send to groups maybe, but I don't know if it's that sophisticated.
Gmail does not do that.
Okay.
Never mind.
Awesome. So
But it's another reason why you use Engage.
exactly. So again, this is your opportunity for emails, is to draw in the people with compelling campaigns and then leads to a group of raving fans. The consistency. This is key. So if you want to avoid your email going stale, being consistent is going to be crucial. So sometimes your subscribers actually expect emails from you every month, so you don't want to leave them hanging. So that's why it's really good to have these automated ones, because then at least if you get busy, you're not like, oh crap, I forgot to do my market update, but at least now it's going out every month. But the more you show up in their inbox, the more likely they're going to recognize you and your brand. They may not actually open your email every single month, but they may see like Susan pop up every single month. And then maybe that month they just like happen to be thinking about buying or selling a house, and they may respond to that email. So it's not all about if they open it all the time. Obviously that's awesome, but the whole point is just to be showing up in their email box to remind them about you and your brand and let them know what's happening out there. If you do fall off the face of the earth for a period of time, don't give up. Just get back on there and then start emailing your list again. Or like I said, make it automated if you cannot. So if you find that you cannot keep up with it, you need to get on these automated systems. I know when I first started, actually, I was all gung-ho on making my own email list. I made it all pretty and like I was the person behind the screen. As time went on, I was like, oh, wow, like I don't have time to be doing this every single month. So that's when we got onto the automated platforms, and it's made life a lot easier. The only one I do personalize is the Office campaign, and that one will probably never be automated. But if you are not a consistent person at it, then you need to get on the automated campaigns. So these are some of the results of the campaigns. So on your Hub 21, you can now analyze the results. So this is also important too. I've had people that have signed up for the email campaigns, and then they say notice that the email could not be delivered. Has anyone been on Hub 21 and had that yet? Not yet. So we haven't gotten too far, but it's because you missed a step. So we always know if your email wasn't getting sent, it's because you didn't do the castle compliance. And again, I'm going to be sending an email today with a video on how to do the 3 steps to add a client, do the castle compliance, and get them on a campaign. So if your emails are not getting sent, it's because you missed that middle step. But this is how this is how you'll look at it, because you'll see 0% open rate and you might have 100 people on there. So if that's the case, it's just because you didn't subscribe them properly. But it's always nice to check on your open rates, check on your click rates, see how many people actually opened it, how many people unsubscribed. A lot of people are scared to send email campaigns because they're scared to get unsubscribes from like friends and family. It's okay. It's natural process of the emails. You're not going to keep everybody on there, but it's okay. Or you can call it out. If it's like your sister or brother, you'd be like, excuse me, Bob, why did you unsubscribe to my monthly newsletter? And like call them out on it, have some fun with it. But analyzing it is an important part of it too, to make sure that people are actually getting it. Nelson and I just found out actually, if you click on the blue open, you can actually see who actually is opening it. And maybe that's your opportunity to reach out to that person and be like, hey, I see that you consistently open my emails. Do you want to set up a meeting? So it's a good chance to also email them back to book an appointment. Again, give them a reason to open it. List of homes, value of their home, quick tips. Those are all popular reasons why people will open your email. And that's about it. Does anyone have questions on all of that?
So
Yes.
even with this with age
Mhm.
aspect, start a campaign, does it allow you to put together a custom?
Yep.
With the links?
Yep.
Anything you want, basically.
Yeah, you can go right in and you can edit all of it. You can put your face on it. You can get rid of all the colors. You can edit the text. So if there's things in there that you don't like, maybe you want to direct them somewhere else. Yeah, you can customize these as much as you want, which is also really cool.
Campaign is launched, then
Yep.
you can get these figures.
Exactly.
And or like a week. Is that what it does?
The analyzing part, it'll keep it forever. So it'll like update, it'll keep it in there for the entire year. Every year you have to reset your campaigns, but it will tell you like the dates that they opened it, who opened it for pretty much that entire campaign. Yep. Awesome. So what you guys are going to be receiving, what time is it? Let's see. 12:41. Perfect. So you guys should have received an email from me 10 minutes ago, 12:30, where I actually sent you guys 10 email templates that you should have. These are email templates that I literally copy and pasted from Carly, Paige, and I's emails that we send to clients. They're not email campaigns. They're actually different types of emails. So introduction to your sphere of influence. So if you're a brand new agent or you want to introduce yourself on email, you can copy and paste that email. We have a follow-up checking in on buyers, a follow-up check-in on sellers, the email that we use to request for testimonials, follow-ups for open houses, post-sale follow-ups, post-listing presentation follow-ups, the CMA email that we use, as well as the investor email. So let's see if I can. It's coming, yeah, it should be from the announcements. Did anybody get it? Okay. Do we? Yeah. Let's see. See if I can pop it up here.
So you send it from the hub one?
I sent it from Broker Bay.
Oh, broker.
It should say announcements. So this is what, my computer's probably going to slow down, but this is a sample. You should get the PDF. And then I have it on here, and all you guys have to do is copy, paste, fill it out with like your name and all that, of course. But if you guys are just wondering how we do it, it's even in our language. We do a lot of exclamation marks, happy faces. It's very fluffy. But I was reading other coaches' emails as well, and they were very like long and obviously curated. whereas we try to make our emails to clients a little bit more personalized. If you guys want to copy and paste any different types of emails, follow-ups, all that good stuff, you can just go into this booklet, copy and paste it as well. And also on that email that you got, I sent a video. So you should receive a video on how to actually input one person at a time to your email campaign list. So I would have a watch of that as well. Perfect.
Katelyn, so you send this email from the broker bit,
Yeah.
from your account or from other?
My account, 12:30.
No, so why it comes from like,
It looks like announcement.
just Century 21 Percy Fulton in there, not your name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because announcement Century 21.
It doesn't because it's coming from the brokerage.
We set a group page to the office.
It's like a group page, yeah.
So when I'm gonna sending it, it will be going from my,
Oh, yeah, all
Name,
the
right?
campaigns are from your own email.
Oh, yes, the campaigns will come from you. I just sent you guys a list of 10 email templates that are not campaigns. So if you just want some samples of different emails that you guys can copy and paste for clients, it's there.
Yeah, when you do your own campaigns, it'll come from your email.
Oh yeah, that was just like for fun. Does anybody want to see the Hub 21 platform? Or do you prefer to see it on video? The video Okay.
Or one-on-one.
or one-on-one? Okay. If you guys need any help with getting your email campaigns, most of us know how to do it. There's a couple ways. If you are an experienced agent and do have a CRM and have a bulk of email list, just email it to Carly and I. We will upload it for you because it's a whole other task to do that. So we would rather just do it for you than to try to teach you on how to do it.
Can teach you. If you want to learn it also, we can teach you.
Carly will teach you.
How-
And then the video I sent you is just single import. So anytime you just get a new email, again, it's 3 steps. It's adding the client's contact information, setting them up for Castle, and then put them on the campaign of your choice. So it's very easy. It seems complicated, but I promise you it's not too bad. Perfect. Anything from the big boss before I sign off? Do you want to come over here?
Just think, is this, it seems like a lot of information, right?
Yeah, a lot of information.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to do all of these campaigns either.
So some people are left brain, some people are right brain, right? And left brain people are accountants, engineers, right brain are all creative, right? And so you gotta get your left brain out a little bit here because all these things are going on. You almost have to have an Excel file or something, like you almost have to have a checklist. I don't know, if you drive a plane, right? A guy sits in a cockpit of a plane and he goes through his checklist, right? It doesn't matter. He's done 100 times, he goes through the checklist. Do this, right? So if you got a buyer or a seller, what do you want to do? So I'm gonna add them to my content. I'm gonna add them this, add them this. You always have to have a checklist. For every client, you maybe have like a file folder, decline all the stuff in it, and on the file folder, you need to have a checklist of all the things. Add them to my follow-up, add them to my newsletter, add them to, like, you need to have a checklist so that it's consistent every time.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the way I imagine people that want to get into email marketing is like, this almost becomes your prospecting tool in a way. Like this is something that you may actually be heavily deep in on a daily basis. And you're literally every single day, you're reaching out to people asking for their email address and you're communicating with people on a daily basis. This isn't like it's an automated thing, but your job every day, like if you're going to call 5 people a day, you might as well reach out to 5 people a day and get their email address, right? So it's a behind the screen type of thing. But then like Claire's saying, you need to add it to like your systems. If you're going to do like the post sale follow-ups, you need to have that like on your checklist, like hand in paperwork to Jeremy, day after closing, sign up client for email campaign. So it needs to be part of the systems that you make sure that you're always doing
Yeah,
that.
you've got a seller that turns to a buyer, so now his address has changed. So you have a checklist there, change address on my CRM.
Yeah.
Right, something like that. And Katie's also talking about on the emails, like have on the subject line, we're talking about the yellow piece of paper we all got in the 416 about the vacancy tax.
Yeah.
What would the headline be for that? So they open it up.
You owe 1% tax.
Change, yeah.
Warning. You might owe tax.
Don't do this and you have to pay 1% tax. Like it's something shocking, something to get their attention, then they're gonna get into it.
Yeah, I think that's what ours was actually. We sent that yellow one out to our people and it literally said, don't make this mistake, dot, dot, dot. And like every single person that we sent it to responded. They're like, wow, thanks so much. I actually threw that letter out. So
There we
thank
go,
you.
right? So this is the example we're trying to say. So here we go. So that's a perfect,
Yeah.
vacancy.
Yeah.
And just so everybody that missed the meeting, last week or week before. It's reverse billing. So everybody got this, yellow piece of paper and it's 416. It's also going to be in Hamilton. In Ottawa, but when was 2024?
Hamilton is 24.
Hamilton's gonna be 2024, Ottawa's March, and Toronto's now. Anyways, it's reverse billing. What it says very, very easily there. If you don't tell us that the property is occupied, we're gonna assume it's vacant, we're gonna tax you. So it's what they call reverse billing. Clients don't understand that. Clients take paper and they throw it out. You guys probably did it yourself. Right? So that'd be a good little thing you can do.
Okay, how about this house that just 1 month, 2 months before they are not available, right? Yeah, is not.
Everybody that owns a house is gonna get a
I'm
letter.
asking like, how about the house in September 2022?
No, it's retroactive, it's retroactive. They're gonna say in 2022, was the property rented out more than 6 months or vacant more than 6 months? If it was, if you say yes, you're gonna get fined, not fined, you're gonna pay next.
So how about it like in May 20?
No, the question is 2022. So the whole year of 2022 had to be occupied for 6 months plus a day.
Does he, if you have a client that they rented out Airbnb, because I went to the website, they ask you for the phone number, information of the tenant,
That's right.
what are you gonna put?
It's against the law, so you have to put vacant. You can't Airbnb a property in 416 unless you live in it. Therefore, it's occupied.
I might have to steer the topic for Instagram for
another
a second. Yeah, we'll get to that after. I want to make sure Facebook people are like, what is happening? But from email campaigning to taxes. Okay, we'll sign off now. If we have more questions on the taxes, we'll do that now. For all of our Facebook, Instagram people, if you have questions, I know Jen, you said you had questions on uploading a bunch of email addresses, so email me personally. If anyone here has a bunch of people, email me and I'll help you guys out. And if you need help with your individual ones, watch that video that I just emailed you first. If you're still having a hard time, then come find me and we'll help you get set up on all those campaigns. Don't expect you guys to do all 6 of these email campaigns, but I would say pick at least 2, 3 automated ones, and then maybe come up with like a few email campaign lists, like Claire was saying, to send out more updates regarding like government rules, interest rates, announcements, all that stuff that you guys may be able to be creating on your own. So hopefully 2023 is your email marketing year. We'll catch up with you guys soon. Oh, I'm pushing the wrong one.